Morning and once again welcome to my YouTube channel, Maths with Ease by Mr. Kamotho. And in this video I want us to respond to a question, question number 4 specifically in graph 8 exam practice. And this one is actually the summary of the transformation of curves. And I believe that by the time we answer this question, we shall actually be able to respond and answer questions regarding translations and even the stretch. The graph of y is equals to fx is shown. This one is the graph of y is equals to fx. As you can see, this is y is equals to fx. Copy the diagram and sketch the graph of a. The graph of y is equals to 2fx. And I just want us to use our magic table throughout. We shall see. Let us have the magic table, the one I introduced to you. This is my magic table. We have negative a, 1 over a and a. Timothy should verify himself. And as you can see, it has always been m meaning multiplication, a meaning addition, I meaning inside, o meaning outside. This is translation, this is stretch, this is vertical, and this is horizontal. And these a's are parameters of transformation. Now, the graph of y is equals to fx into y is equals to fx, you can see that the graph has been multiplied by 2, and 2 is not inside the bracket. So it is a multiplication outside. This one is simply a multiplication outside. And this multiplication outside, as you can see, is going to be multiplication outside. And that multiplication outside, as you can see, multiplication outside is a vertical stretch. This one is a vertical stretch of scale factor A, which is 2. In this case, our A is 2 for that matter. Vertical stretch of scale factor 2. What does that mean? All y values multiplied by 2. And I want us to just sketch the graph here. I want us to just talk about, at this particular point, y is 3. 3 times 2, we have y being equals to 6. This point y is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. This point y is, because it's vertical, all y values. Y is negative 1. Negative 1 times 2, negative 2. This remains 0. At this point, y is 3. Y being 3 times 2, y is 6. So we have a curve that looks like that is now the curve of y is equals to 2. This is the curve of y is equals to 2fx. There you go, stretched along the y-axis. Let us go to the second question. The second question, as you can see, it is basically multiplication, but this time inside. This is, according to Mayo, this is multiplication but inside. This multiplication inside, multiplication but inside this time round. And as you can see, this one is 1 over a, 1 over a. This multiplication inside, which is horizontal stretch, this is horizontal stretch of scale factor 1 over 2, because our A is 2, as you can see, is 2. What does that mean? Horizontal stretch of scale factor 1 over 2, just like we have 1 over A here. It means, horizontal means all x values multiplied by, to be multiplied by a half. Let us now go to the graph. All x values multiplied by a half. Here we are. At this particular point, let's see, x is -1 here. When x is -1 here at this particular point, -1 times a half, -1 times a half is actually -half. Y values do not change. X here is 2. 2 times a half is 1. X here is 3 at this particular point. 3 times a half is 1.5. And that becomes, now x here is 1. 1 times a half is a half. So we are having a curve that is now very squeezed. X here is 0. 0 times half is 0. 0 times half, x here does not change. So we have a half there turning. This is now the graph we have realized. So this is now the graph of, y is equals to f to x, all x values times a half. And that is just what it is as far as that question is concerned. Let us go to part C of the question. Part C of the question, we have to go to the next page, which is here. And still upon Mayo, let me just put down my Mayo here so that we can just summarize Mayo in the middle. Let us have Mayo in the middle because we are going to use Mayo in both questions. This is minus A, 1 over A and A. Teachers should Timothy should verify himself. And we can also say teachers should value honesty. Anything can do depending on what you want. Now you can see our graph here is the graph of y is equals to, this continues to be y is equals to fx. And the graph we need now to construct is y is equals to fx into y is equals to f bracket x minus 2. And as you can see, here, we have our a to be equals to minus 2. Our a is equals to, because we are having x plus minus 2, which means x minus 2. So our a is -2. As you can see, that -2 is within the bracket. So it is addition inside according to this. Addition inside according to our graph. Addition, which is translation, inside, which is horizontal. Addition inside means horizontal translation of negative a steps, and our a is -2, so minus -2 steps. So it is horizontal translation of minus of 2 steps. 2 steps. Because it is horizontal, it is only affecting the x coordinate, meaning all x coordinates add 2. We add 2 to all x coordinate. What does that mean? X here is -1, as you can see. -1 plus 2 is +1. X here is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. X here is 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. X here is X here is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. And as you can see, X here is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. So we have a curve that now shifts to the right. It shifts to the right, that step. And you can see, as you can see, we have a new graph now that resembles exactly what we had, but it has shifted to the right. And this is the graph of y is equals to fx minus 2. X minus 2. This is horizontal translation of 2 steps. That is part C. Part D of the same question, we have now this graph. As you can see, this graph is as a result of y is equals to fx to be transformed to y is equals to fx plus 2. Clearly, this is addition and it is not within the x, so it is addition outside. Addition outside, according to our Mayo magic table, addition outside is vertical translation, because this is addition and it is outside. Vertical, this is vertical translation of A steps. Of our A here is 2 of 2 steps. And what does that mean? Vertical will affect all y values, all y coordinates, add 2. All y coordinates we add 2. What does this mean? This means at this particular point y is 0 plus 2. That point gets there. At this point y is minus 1 plus 2. We get 1. At this point y is 0 again plus 2. This point is translated to that particular point. At this point y is 3 plus 2. It gets 5. At this point y is 3 plus 2. We have 5. So we now get another new graph which talks about, now it's just like pushing the original graph upwards 2 steps. This is it. This is what we are having. That's just what we are having. Pushing the original graph 2 steps upwards. And that is the graph of now y is equals to fx plus 2. And this is the original graph of y is equals to fx. And that is just that. So you can already see that we have been able to use our magic Mayo table to answer the questions. I just want us to pick one point in each and every graph. For example, when we are transforming this graph to this graph, fx to fx plus 2, that is addition outside, the point 1 minus 1, the point 1 minus 1, this one is now becoming 1, is becoming 1, 1. You can see only y values are affected. If we go to part C, the point that is now 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, according to addition inside, it becomes a point. It becomes, because we are adding 2, it becomes 3, 1. We have added 2 to all x coordinates. You can see only x coordinates are, this is not 1, but negative 1. 3, negative 1. Only x coordinates are affected. And we can also do the same with the rest of the questions, but that is enough. That knowledge is enough. Thank you for following me, and let us meet in the next video. Thank you.